What's going on, guys? We're back here on Pokemon Showdown for another post-commentated battle. This is going to be my Week 5 SPL Farm League UU match against Cristo, and it turned out to be a very good game, despite him having a slight team advantage, as I really don't have anything to do with this Pidgeot. I have a very bad lead matchup here with my Roserade, so I decided to just make the safe switch into Magnetum, predicting the Hurricane. In all honesty, he could have just gone for the Heat Wave, as actually I don't think it might have 2KO'd Roserade, because this is a specially defensive set. As you can see, this is a variant of the team I used last week, and so he's gonna go for the Hurricane. It's not gonna do anything. Judging by that damage, I'm guessing he's modest, but I'm still just gonna go for the I'm actually gonna go for the double switch into Roserade, which was a great play by me. And this turns out to be an offensive Nidoqueen. He can't one-shot me with Ice Beam since I am specially defensive, but unfortunately he gets the crit. I don't think it mattered anyway, just because without the crit, it still would have weakened my Roserade enough to the point where it was useless against the rest of his team. I mean, if you look at his team, Roserade can't really beat anything 1v1. But I just wanted to put something to sleep and get up a Spike, I believe, as he's actually going to try and stay in the turn to burn a sleep turn as I go for my Spikes. And then I actually switch out into my Starmie, hoping he'll stay asleep and I can just get a free Analytic Hydro Pump on anything on his team. Look at that damage against Hydreigon. But the way he brought it in, I'm guessing this is Scarf, which is a real problem for me, as I just basically decide to sack my Roserade. And I bring in my Crocodile. Here he decides to stay in, maybe thinking that I can't touch him, but I am going to get my Stealth Rocks up, and I'm going to surprise him here with the superpowers that's actually going to be able to knock him out. So that's a really huge threat to my team gone right there, as he's going to decide to bring in his Pidgeot, which I figured has Defog, but I'm still not going to risk staying in, as he does go for Defog here, and I can just freely Volt Switch as he scouts for that. I'm just going to Volt Switch again. I don't really care if he sends a Nidoqueen, and here he gets another crit with Heat Wave. This one mattered a little bit more than the previous one, just because this was actually a roll, but he got the crit, so it doesn't really matter. But if I had been able to live that and gone for the Volt Switch, that would have sealed up the game for me right there. And because really this Pidgeot is enemy number 1 for me. So I bring in my Aerodactyl and actually pull the double switch into my Crocodile, predicting his Doublade to come in. As I'm actually going to go straight for the knockoff, I believe. Yeah, as I'm able to get rid of this Machamp's Assault Vest, which I guess it's not too meaningful to me just because I have Psyshock on this Starmie anyway. And I decide to switch it in here. He gets a Dynamic Punch off, and of course he gets the Confusion. And I break through it, but I'm barely incapable of getting the knockout with Hydro Pump. I really wasn't expecting that. I really thought it would kill after the Assault Vest was knocked off and the damage. But I guess maybe he's running some Spadef investment along with the Assault Vest. Really, I should have gone for the Psyshock there. I was predicting the Blade, but really he had no reason to go into the Blade. So that was a stupid play on my part, and I just lose Starmie. So here I just decided to go back into Aerodactyl, finally get the Mega Evolution off as he goes for Bullet Punch, doesn't do much at all, and I just go for the Aerial Ace. And here he brings in Jirachi, another Scarfer, which is really problematic for me as I only have this Crocodile to take it on. And I'm going to get some luck here, finally after he's been getting luck. I'm not going to get flinched, I'm going to go for the knockoff, does a ton of damage, knock off the Choice Scarf, which is really crucial for me. And here he's not going to get the flinch again as I go for my Stealth Rocks, and here I just decide Mienshao is my safest switch as I take that Iron Head relatively well. I was actually kind of surprised by that. I just go for the knockoff. I don't have anything to lose by that. And here he just goes in the Pidgeot, and I just decide to sack Mienshao to get a free switch into my Aerodactyl, and in case he wanted to go for the Defog. And so here he brings in his Nidoqueen, which I don't really know how I feel about that. I would have brought in the Blade, to be honest, but I guess he didn't really want to risk anything like Earthquake or whatever. And so he brings in the Blade here, and I just decide to pull the switch out into my Crocodile. There's really nothing I can do at this point as he goes for the Iron Head and knocks me out. So, and that's really going to be game. I go for Home Claw, just whatever. So, that was a good game. He had a team matchup and we both got some luck, but I made some really dumb plays like going for Hydro Pump on Starmie instead of the Psyshock, which really cost me because that Starmie could have been really useful for this Blade. So I ended up losing that match. Regardless, it was a really good game, and this is still only my first loss in SPL and Farm League, so I'm not really too concerned about this affecting my value as a potential draft next week, because that's actually going to be the draft. And especially because this replay is available, so any manager who happens to want to watch my one loss can see that it wasn't really a bad game at all. It was actually a very good game. So I hope you enjoyed the battle, and make sure you stick around and subscribe for more daily content.